Metal Matt, Alice Cooper here. Um, Good name, by the way.
From Black Mamba, I know the whole album's going to be amazing now, and I can
I,
tell.
I'm very happy that they started with that song because I had, like you said, the dark side. That's why Alice always called me Dr. Dreary. Because I always favor the dark chord, minor chords, and I wrote Black Juju and stuff like that.
I love that.
But yeah, I actually recorded the guitar part that you hear on "I Hate You" from the Detroit Stories album.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the album that was on. But but anyway, yeah, as a guitar player, I'm a bass player. I'm, I just use open chords, the most basic chords, and then I make up a few chords which probably have a name that I have no clue what the name of the chord would be, and I favor those in almost everything that I write. A very similar chord pattern, but that's my style.
Yeah,
I'm happy within that little kind of limitation. Uh, so I played Blood on the Sun, played the whole thing, and then that one was very difficult because there's a tempo change in that song, and so you can't just go in with a click track and do it properly.
yeah.
We had to record with the click track for a certain part of it, and then the click track stopped, and then me and Neil are going to shift gears and go a little bit syrupy and pull things back, and
Yeah.
then slowly and gradual build it back up. The other thing about that song is it goes from 3/4 to 4/4 back and forth. So then again, you've got a little bit of a tricky tempo thing to be aware of as we're playing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I heard there's also going to be quite a few directions where, kind of like the early music, and going by what you're saying there, with the changes, it sounds like some of the songs just go in a completely different direction, kind of midway through the song and stuff, kind of like the early days where it's the Alice Cooper band thing that you kind of can find a new direction in one song where a lot of people wouldn't do that change. There's a lot of surprise elements throughout, kind of thing.
Well, I've always been the crusader for that, even though I'm not the only person that comes up with those ideas. Neil and I are very experimental when we're deciding what is the best for each and every tiny part of a song, and we try to push it to somewhere new, and that's our signature style. So we always try for everything that you hear that sounds like one of those unusual departures. There's probably 100 more that we decided, well, this is cool, but it doesn't really help the song.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. We would experiment and we would go out as pioneer out as far as we could, but then we would have to reel it in to support the song properly.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool, and I love how you kind of do that, and you've got that still got that experimental element in what you do, and I think that helps keep the sound fresh and kind of at least you make sure it works for the song as well. That's an important part of what you're doing. You're not just going off on one. You're going off on one, but you're also making sure it works. Kind of thing.
When I first met Ryan Roxy, we were backstage, and he was saying, I've learned so many of the Alice Cooper group's songs. He said, but I've always had one question: how come you guys always do things in threes? And I said, because I've worked with musicians. Well, that's you have to add one more. It's got to go to four. Why? It doesn't have to go to four.
Yeah,
My answer to Ryan was, I think we got bored by four.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we
That's
were in a hurry. We were in a hurry to get into something different.
That's really cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, well, I chatted with Ryan a while ago. Actually, he was on the channel a while ago, and
He's
he
great.
he loves
They're
you.
all great.
Yeah, yeah, they're all really cool, and well, I'm so glad Alice is kind of back with you guys doing an album because I know so many of the fans love that early stuff, and that is, what most of Alice's stuff. People go back to those songs still today, so it's great to have some new stuff to listen to. One big question about the new album, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. Do you have a top three songs on that album which spring to mind?
Yeah, my three songs. Out of four, I have four songs.
Oh, you're full as
I
well.
have 3.5 songs.
That's
Yeah,
okay. That
I'm
works.
very, I'm very happy with the songs that I brought to the table. Wild Ones, One Night Stand, Blood on the Sun, and See You on the Other Side. I know that's four, but Neil and I wrote See You on the Other Side, so that's 3.5.
That's wicked. Yeah, yeah. 3.5 works. Yeah.
Not that I'm not happy with what Michael brought and Neil brought because that's all great too. But I'm especially happy with how the band did the songs that I brought in.
Yeah, you're always gonna, have a special place in your heart for the ones you
Yeah, yeah,
are good at
but
that.
not always. I normally I wouldn't have gone that route, but on this album, yeah,
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait. It drops. What date is it? July? Is it 30th?
July 25th.
25th? Yeah. Forget what I said. July 25th.
Yeah, and we're going to try to make it a big deal that day.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope. And before you go, are you guys going to be on the road touring, or is it just a maybe thing?
I haven't heard anything definite. I've heard Alice talking about possibilities and stuff, but we're ready. All it takes is a phone call, and we're there.
Also,
You want me to play at Madison Square Garden tomorrow night? I'm there.
there you go. Well, there you go. Hopefully, we've
It,
got a
it
couple.
has a lot to do with how big of an outcry the fans can make, because it has to do with the fans convincing the promoters to hire us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure they will. I know that from all the pages I'm on and stuff, the Alice Cooper pages, everyone's going crazy for this. Come on, everybody, let's get one last or one last tour or more than one. But yeah, let's see you out there again.
Uh, well, I joked with Alice we should do a farewell tour like Cream, which lasted about 6 years or something.
Yeah, they all do
Or
that.
Motley Crue farewell tour. Oh,
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. They all seem to do it, so there'll be no shame in that. But yeah, thanks so much for
it sells tickets. Yeah, thank you, Matt.
yeah, thank you. No, it's been great chatting with you, and yeah, I can't wait to hear it. And yeah, everyone, go and grab it when it's out, and check out Black Mamba if you haven't yet, because it is amazing. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on the channel.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mexico is the place for me.